English Bible, Judges chapter 16. 4. Sometime later, Solomon fell in love with a woman named Delia, who lived in the valley of Sorek. The rules of the Philistines went to her and said, "Antic Samson, to tell you what makes him so strong and how he can be overpowered and tired up securely. Then each of us will give you 1,100 pieces of silver." So Delia said to Samson, "Please tell me what makes you so strong and what it would take to tie you up securely." Samson replied, "If I were tied up with 7 new bow strings that have not yet been dried, I would become as weak as anyone else." So the Philistine rulers brought to Delia 7 new bowstrings, and she tied Samson up with them. She had hid some men in one of the inner rooms of her house, and she cried out, "Samson, the Philistines have come to capture you." But Samson snapped the bowstring as a piece of string snaps when it is burned by a fire. So the secret of his strength was not discovered. Afterward, Delia said to him, "You've been making fun of me and telling me lies. Now please tell me how you can be tied up securely." Samson replied, "If I were tied up with brand new loops that had never been used, I would become as weak as anyone else." So Delia took new loops and tied him up with them. The men were hiding in the inner room as before, and again Delia cried out, "Samson, the Philistines have come to capture you." But again Samson snapped the loops from his arms as if they were thread. Then Delia said, "You've been making fun of me and telling me lies. Now tell me how you can be tied up securely." Samson replied, "If you were to weave the 7 braids of my hair into the fabric on your loom and tighten it with the loom shuttle, I would become as weak as anyone else." So while he slept, Delia wove the 7 braids of his hair into the fabric. Then she tightened it with the loom shuttle. Again she cried out, "Samson, the Philistines have come to capture you." But Samson woke up, pulled back the loom shuttle, and yanked his hair away from the loom and the fabric. Then Delia thought, "How can you tell me I love you when you don't share your secrets with me? You've made fun of me 3 times now, and you still haven't told me what makes you so strong." She tormented him with her nagging day after day until he was sick to death of it. Finally, Samson shared his secret with her. My hair has never been cut, he confused. For I was dedicated to God as one Nazareth from birth. If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as anyone else. Daniel realized he had finally told her the truth. So she sent for the Philistine rulers. Come back one more time, she said, for he has finally told me his secret. So the Philistine rulers returned with the money in their hands. Delia lured Samson to sleep with men to sweep off the 7 locks of his hair. In this way she began to bring him down, and his strength left him. Then she cried out, Samson, the Philistines have come to charter you. When he woke up, he thought, I will do as before and shake myself free. But didn't realize the Lord had left him. So the Philistines captured him and gouged out his eyes. They took him to Gage, where he was bound with bronze chains and forced to grind grain in the prison. But before long, his hair began to grow back. Samson's final victory. The Philistine rulers held a great festival, offering sacrifice and praising their God. Dagon. They said, our God has given us victory over our enemy Samson. When the people saw him, they praised their God, saying, our God has delivered our enemy to us. The one who killed so many of us is now in our power. Half drunk by now, the people demanded, bring out Samson so he can amuse us. So he was brought from the prison to amuse them, and they had him stand between the pillars supporting the roof. Samson said to the young servant who was leading him by the hand, press my hands against the pillars that hold up to the temple. I want to rest against them. Now the temple was completely filled with people. All the Philistine rulers were there, and there were about 3,000 men and women on the roof who were watching as Samson amused them. Then Samson prayed to the Lord, sovereign Lord, remember me again, dear God, please strengthen me just one more time. With one blood, let me pay back the Philistine for the loss of my 2 eyes. Then Samson put his hands on the 2 center pillars that held up the temple. Pushing against them with both hands, he prayed, let me die with the Philistine, and the temple crashed down on the Philistine rulers and all the people. So he killed more people when he died than he had during his entire lifetime. Later, his brothers and other relatives went down to get his body. They took him back home and buried him between the Jorah and the Eshtaol, where his father monarch was buried. Some had judged Israel for 20 years.